Confidence and cockiness are not the same thing. They're two completely different things.
Think about, cockiness and roosters. What do?
Yeah.
They strut around like they are the biggest thing that's touched the ground.
Yeah.
And they have the highest neck, especially when they know something's watching them. But in reality, their neck is so weak and it can be snapped, so easily.
That's right.
But you think about a lion, he walks around with this boldness,
Amen.
and it's just there. It's in him. It's over him.
That's right.
And it says the righteous are as bold as lions. We're not called to be cocky, we're not called to be chickens.
But sometimes people mistake somebody who's cocky for thinking that they're confident. And the deal is that they're insecure in their heart, so they overcompensate with being cocky. A truly confident man does not need to go out and act like that cocky, arrogant person. Then is that somebody who is actually cocky is a chicken at heart. And you can look at our Messiah, for example. He was extremely confident. He was extremely powerful. But a true man like him controls that power. That power is under control. You have self-control. Women think about that.
They need it. See?
Okay, listen, it's a hidden camera. What you're saying, and so we don't need to be cocky. We are confident, and we're confident in the one who made us. We don't fear anybody, but we fear him who formed us.
And we're called to be, it says the righteous are as bold as lions. Even about like a bull, and the way they walk about so with such power and confidence, and they watch over their herds. And you think about that with like men, they're called to be the guardian of their family. Look at a bull. Anything that steps in that field that he's not okay with, it's over. Like he's pursuing them with this rage and this power. That's
Amen.
what God is calling men to be.
That's right. So men, biblical men, this is coming at you. Get rid of arrogance, get rid of cockiness, and walk out in true confidence. You'll be like, well, I don't have to have a six-pack because God still loves me. You're right. God still loves you. Let me ask you this. How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about your level of discipline? I will tell you this. Get a six-pack and change your life. Become more disciplined. Become the person that you've always dreamed to become. Your whole life will transform. But here's the thing. Do you want your children to look at you as their hero? Do you want them to look at the world? Do you want them to say, oh, I'm going after the world because my mom or dad's a loser? You know what? If your children are having to look to video games, if they're having to look to outside influences and they're not looking at you as their hero, you're failing as a parent. I mean, here, I'm driving. What it comes down to is it's very, very simple. God has not called you to a life of comfort. This is the lie that the world wants you to believe. The lie
What else
that
can
your
you get
life
for free?
that your life is what can I get for free? What is another word for free? Easy. Everyone can have it. The world, everybody. It's free. But God has not called you to a life of comfort. He's called you to living a life of purpose, of meaning. And you're not going to get that meaning and that purpose when you're not doing something difficult, when you're not going through a challenge. You got to put yourself through daily challenges.
Yeah.
Things that are literally making you feel uncomfortable, getting you out of that everyday mundane routine that literally leads to death. The comfort's death. Comfort's a killer. Listening, they're like, well, wait a minute, but the gift of salvation is free. Yes, he's given you the free gift of salvation.
So don't take advantage of it.
Once you're saved, what is supposed to happen after you're saved? Do you stay the same person, the same loser that you were before you were saved?
No.
No. What do you do? What are you doing that's proving that you were saved?
And that's the
You do what? You change. Is that change easy? Does that mean that you got to quit your addictions, that you got to quit your profanity, that you got to quit living your vain life? Yes. Is that painful? Yes. But with the power of the Holy Spirit that's living inside of you now, you know and have the confidence that you can overcome.
Yes.
Because it's not through your power that you're doing it. It's through His power. It's through His strength. But just like Jonah, Moses, David, all these men, if you're a woman, Deborah, they had challenges. These challenges shaped and molded the character, the biblical person strength that was inside of them, and transformed their life and transformed the life of others. But it came through them doing things that were difficult, facing challenges. Look at the scriptures if you want the proof. There's the challenges, then came the reward.
Well, and if there was never a challenge, then there would have never been the miracle.
That's right.
You know, like Yah is calling His people out to live above and not beneath, to be the head and not the tail. And that includes living above in the spiritual, living above in the mental, living above in the physical. Like your physical outward appearance reflects what's going on inwardly. And if you're seeking strength, it's even if someone's paralyzed, if they are seeking strength and they refuse to give up, you are striving to show outwardly what's going on inwardly. And that's what changes the world.
It's time to step it up. It's time to stop feeling sorry for ourselves and start feeling the fire inside that needs to be kindled for the blessed future for you and your family. And it starts with becoming more disciplined. I heard this yesterday. There was a man that was feeling depressed. He was going to kill himself. He was feeling so down. Y'all know this. If you're feeling like that, it's because you're too focused on yourself and you're not helping other people. This man, somebody told him, go out, get a six-pack, it'll change your life. Start working out, because he was overweight. What happened? He started feeling better about himself because of the level of discipline that he took on. He not only transformed his own life, got a six-pack, he started to love other people like it was nobody's business. He absolutely started transforming lives around him and becoming the man that he was meant to be from the womb. All men are created to be one thing. They're created to be leaders. Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Satan has stolen your level of leadership and your level of influence through this one thing, through comfort. It's through that comfort that you're getting out of shape, you're unhealthy mentally, you're unhealthy physically. And it's through discipline that you will break this curse that's on your life and start to transform not only your life, feel more confident about who you are in Yah, and break off the generational curses on you and your family.
That's right. And you know, when I think of excellence, I think of Daniel. You know, he was not only excellent in spirit and excellent in mind, Daniel was excellent in body too. It all goes hand in hand. Just like the temple that was given in the Torah. It was a physical picture that we can see with our eyes of what is actually in the heavenlies. And so our bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit. How are you treating it?
That's right. But it's like this for the men. You know deep down inside your heart, in your soul, that you're supposed to be more, that you were called for more. But you've done something that has caused you to not reach your potential and to always feel this longing inside. And what that thing is you've become comfortable. You've been okay with being okay. But I'm not okay with being okay. I'm only okay with reaching my max potential that the Almighty's put inside of my heart and my soul, and being that man that this world needs right now, that I need to be for me, that I need to be for my family, that I need to be for the mission that I'm called to be on. But you're called to be on a mission too. You're on a mission, whether you realize it or not. But you're either failing or you're succeeding. You're either winning or losing. But if you're losing right now, that loss, that L, does not need to be impacting you like it does most people, like it's a loss. The L is actually a lesson. It's not a loss. If you hear what I'm saying, if you grasp what I'm talking about. You know, many people, many men, they're not going to even internalize this. They're just going to be like, "But I don't want to listen to that because I'm comfortable." But for men who know deep down inside that they were born for leadership, they were born for more, they were born with a purpose, they were born to be fulfilling some cause, it's time to change and it's time to level up.